Hi, this is Richard. I am going to make a bit of dirty rice. Want to make sure that you're comfortable using chicken livers and chicken gizzards because that's what this is. Very, very easy to make, a real simple recipe. And if you're going to buy a whole chicken and they have all that gunk on the inside, take it out, cut it up, and use it. So I wanted to show you what I'm making already. Let me move this down a bit. As you can see in the back, I just turned it off, but I made a full pot of rice. It's about a cup and a half of rice. That's ready. It's set aside. It's pretty heated up already. I'm then going to start with 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. 2, 3. I'm going to get that real heated up. Up a full big red onion into a pretty fine cut, not too fine. 2 pieces of celery with all those leaves. That really adds a nice little bit to it if you leave those celery leaves on, and that's a pretty fine cut as well. Then I took a bell pepper. That's about a half a bell pepper only. You don't need too much of it. Got 2 scallions, and I kept the little green pieces on there as well. And 1 big chunk of garlic. And then here's the piece that really makes it. I got just about a half a pound of chicken livers and chopped them up real fine. So we're going to go with that and see what happens. As that oil gets hot, just put your red onion in there, really reducing down. That's going to take about 5 minutes. I'm using my big old skillet. I'm up in a little place I have up in the Catskills, and I just love pulling out the skillet. And I always tell the story, when you're done cooking and you're cleaning up, don't leave it to your friends to clean your skillet, because automatically they're going to fill it with soap and use a steel wool pad on it, and it's the last thing you want because this has been seasoned over years and years. Okay, so that red onion is going at it. And I will now add the garlic to it. So it didn't brown too much. I added it once I only had about a minute or 2 to go. And I keep that going. And again, I just want to see those red onions wilt. I want to see a little bit of brownness in it. But there's great colors in this anyway. So now that red onion, garlic, and oil mixture is pretty good, I dump those chicken livers right in. Again, you can buy chicken livers separate. You can't really buy the gizzards. So anytime I buy a big whole chicken, I take those gizzards out and I freeze them. So I just added about a half a pound of chicken livers and only had like 3 or 4 ounces of chicken gizzards in there. Gotta use that. And as you see, it's getting a little bit brown and crumbly, and that's what I want. I want that water to come off. I had plenty of oil in there. I didn't have to add any more oil to it. So it's getting pretty brown and crumbly, and I'm moving it around constantly. And that should take 3-4 minutes maximum. What you were looking for was a crumbly kind of consistency. And once you see that happening and it's drying out a bit, you don't have to worry really about the drying out because the heat will take care of everything. Once it happens, I dump in my celery, dump in my green bell pepper. It's about a half. Again, I've played games with all of these ratios for years. And that's the scallion that just went in. So you can decide how you want to do that. And again, I'm seasoning as I go along. And that's something that you should do too. Just always leave a little container of kosher salt right next to the stove. And a real cheapo that I bought at a yard sale, cheapo pepper mill. And that goes right in. And I try to get everything wilted together. Cool. Looks good. And again, once there's just this concept of chicken liver not sounding too good, but when it's mixed with so much other stuff, it's not like your beef liver and onions where you're eating big chunks of it. You're really just getting this nice little flavor. I'm chopping it up a little bit more as I go along. Looks good. Give it another minute. Okay, so that's really come together nicely. I go back to that completed rice, and I don't use all of it. I actually save a bunch of this rice for rice pudding later or adding into soups and stews. So I'll only add, I make a cup and a half, so I'll only add about a cup and a half uncooked, and it comes out to about 3 or 4 cups when it's cooked. So I just added about 2 cups. And then what I want to do is I want to mix all of this together really, really well. Kind of looks dirty, like it's supposed to. And again, if you want a substitute brown rice for this, even quinoa, I've used both. Easily done. And this really, really pairs well with chicken breast, a full chicken, turkey, pork chops. And voila, I then take it off. And that's what it looks like, dirty rice. Enjoy.